Hello everyone, welcome to another Becoming Me interview. Today I'm speaking with the lovely Donna from Gladstone in far north Queensland. This interview is all about talking to real women who have at some point in their life had real struggles, but they've managed to find a real solution that's helped them to become everything that they wanted to and achieve what they want in life. So Donna, thank you so much for coming on and having a chat with me today.
Thanks, Maria. So happy to be here.
I'm so happy for you to be here too. So you were a client of mine almost 3 years ago. Tell us what life was like before Creatrix, and then we'll talk about how awesome it's been since, because I know it has.
Yes, I know. Well, when I first met you, I was desperate, absolutely desperate for a change. I was totally sick to death of being myself. I had had long-standing depression, anxiety, and complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which I just wasn't getting any support that was really helping me in any way. I was sick of taking the medication route. It wasn't helping anyway. I felt debilitated. I felt stuck. I felt sad and depressed, and I just hated my life, and I hated feeling the way that I was feeling, and I just hated not getting results. I was watching other people get results in their life, and I just got fed up with not seeing any of those results in my life.
Yeah. And when we talk about, I'm just going to grab this, when we talk about that you had PTSD, that you had anxiety, that you had depression, when we do what we do at the start, which is basically helping you and encouraging you to get down all of those individual bits and pieces, like they're 3 or 4 big words that, you know, a lot of people can connect with. But in that, there are hundreds sometimes different emotions and different beliefs that all make up that depression and that PTSD, and that anxiety, isn't there? Can you remember some of the ones that you were struggling with, like that were on that list when we started?
That's going back a long way, but I probably could rattle a few off. You know, things like, you know, the world doesn't support me. I'm not lovable. I'm not enough. There must be something wrong with me. Why do I feel so broken?
What about the emotions?
Oh, like sadness, just absolute sadness and despair and hopelessness. Like brokenness, frustration. There was anger and annoyance. There was mostly despair and hopelessness, to be honest.
I just wanted to, you know, ask you that, because I know that so many women identify with all of these emotions, but they don't realize that, you know, each one of them is important, and each one of them layers on top of the next and the next and the next, which creates this massive depression or massive anxiety. And PTSD has a ton of emotions with it. It's not just one thing, it's all of the feelings that you felt when certain events happened, isn't it? It's a build-up.
Yeah, over time. And you know, the crutch of it all was my lack of worthiness, and constantly doubting myself and my own ability, and thinking that I didn't deserve a lot of wonderful things to happen in my life, and didn't deserve to make the money that I wanted to make, and didn't deserve to have a wonderful partner, and that. So, you know, it impacted on my relationships. My relationships broke down, impacted my relationships with my kids, my ability to work. I mean, I got to a point where, you know, my home was my life, and I wasn't able to leave that very often.
Yeah. So it affected you in all the different areas, even though I thought I turned that off. Sorry. Go away. So it affected all the different areas, even though I think for a lot of women, they think that they've got a mask on and they're hiding it, or they're, you know, protecting everybody else by just holding it within. It's not actually what happens, is it? Talk to me about how it affected the rest of your life, the people around you, for example?
Terribly. I mean, I struggled to even communicate with people. Like there was just always a breakdown in communication. I felt a lot of shame and a lot of guilt because I wasn't able to step up in my own life. I felt a lot of shame around that. I felt guilty because I couldn't have the relationship with my kids and I wasn't able to be the mother that I know they needed because I just wasn't present. I was there but not present, and there was a big difference. And there was a lot of shame and guilt around that as a mum. And even being wife, and not being able to really step up in my own life and actually take control. We try, but it just doesn't happen when you've got those compounded emotions.
So what other things did you try before you found Creatrix?
Well, I tried a lot of traditional things. I tried counselling and coaching. I tried medication. I tried NLP. I tried tapping. I tried, my diet, exercise. I tried getting rid of people in my life. I changed addresses. I moved away to different places. I looked for different doctors. I read a lot of books. And I changed. I took a lot of supplements. I tried a lot of things, and even though on the outside I seemed to be doing a lot of the good things or the right things, I still felt like crap. I just couldn't get beyond that feeling.
I get you. I did exactly the same thing. I was, I'd pick up and pack everything in the car and move somewhere else because I thought that'd be a solution. I'd try another job. I'd try another town. I'd try new friends. I'd try. And nothing really ever worked because, I mean, you're taking your mind, your heart, your soul with you, aren't you? So,
you're taking yourself with you, essentially. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's like, okay, that when that kind of hits home that, we're all the common denominator here, so maybe the problem's within you and maybe there's a change you need to make within you. It wasn't something I wanted to face, but I certainly needed to face.
And what happened when you did? Tell us about, after Creatrix.
Well, I could actually cry just thinking about it. I won't ever forget the day that I actually reached out to Creatrix. That was phenomenal. Just feeling like my prayers had been answered before it had even happened, but I just knew that intuitively I was in the right place. But that first session I felt calmer, and I knew something was happening. But on that third session, when I just felt all this, literally this crap just melt out of my body, I knew something phenomenal had taken place. And it was just unbelievable that every day from that moment, it was like I was a different person, but a better version of myself, not feeling angered, not feeling frustrated, but feeling calm and peaceful. For the first time since ever. Like, I don't know if I'd ever really felt that. Maybe as a little tiny toddler I may have, but even as a 5 and 6 year old, I remember comparing myself to other girls, being body conscious, being worried about how I looked, and already having that brain that led me to eating disorders, all that sort of stuff. And so it just, the freedom, it was just, that word was just like right here and right here. It was like freedom. Like I'd been released from prison, from 30 years of prison. And it was like, have I done it? Have I finally found the thing that I needed? Really, have I really, had my perseverance really actually paid off? And it's kind of like every day you wake up waiting for you to go back to your old self, and it just never happened. It just never happened.
I think that's the big thing here, Donna. Thank you for saying that, because it sounds too good to be true, and there's this belief or this saying that if it's too good to be true, then it is.
It is, yeah.
But that's not the case. And
No.
and when you find a tool that's created, I think it's everything to do with, you know, we've got a female tool for our female brain, you know, that makes a difference, and tapping into your own wisdom and getting that from your own guru, you know, you don't get any other guru, you get it from in here. And then it changes your DNA, because I have a photo of you, you know, I could, and you look 10 years younger, and I've just seen another client I mentioned to you before. She's absolutely, without a doubt, 10 years younger. You know, you look in her face, she looks like a completely different person, because the weight of that emotional baggage is just, it's just gone. It's literally changed at a DNA level, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, it's so freeing. You feel like you've gone back to your youth.
Yeah. and you feel like you're you, where it never really felt fully, I don't know, felt like myself before Creatrix. You know, I was always worrying about everybody else. Is that you or me? Precious.
I think we're suffering a lot from that imposter syndrome before Creatrix, trying to show up in a way where we feel we will get the support and love and acceptance that we want and need. And of course it doesn't work, because through those masking, we're not being fully authentic. So I think people can pick up on that and feel that. So we try harder and try and force a lot of things to happen when that's not the answer either. So the answer is just really to come back to your true self, and those that love you will be there for you, and those that don't, if you're not your cup of tea, you now with Creatrix, you don't care. You actually don't care what people think about you, which is a really big thing to let go of. Really massive. Where you realize you're enough, you're good enough as you are, and you are lovable, and the right people will love you. You know, it's the ones that fall away, well, that's okay. You don't have to be concerned with that, because there's plenty of other people around who do love and accept you and want to know your story.
That's right. I think you gain this deep inner wisdom that you know, life is an ebb and a flow. You know, there are people that come, there are people that go, there are people that are meant to be in your life, there are people that are not supposed to be. Oh my goodness, this person wants to get onto me bad. Sorry.
Why wouldn't they, Maria? Why wouldn't they want to get in touch with you?
I am so awesome.
Exactly. You've got the goods. So
it's always the way. I don't have a call for 2 days, and then it comes while I'm in the middle of something really, really important, which I've been hanging out to speak with you and chat about your story, because I know that it's so incredible that you believe in this, in Creatrix, so much that you have referred other women to me, and they have come and they have healed their heart and soul, and they've gone on to live a better, most amazing life as well. So, you know, I know that you're really nearly as passionate as I am about Creatrix or justice.
Absolutely.
And helping women. You're passionate about helping women and getting the message out there that there is something that really does heal at that deep soul level. It's going to change your life.
Oh, phenomenally. Absolutely phenomenally. We invest so much in other things that, you know, still don't give us the feelings that we want in the long term. But to me, the investment in this is actually very low when you consider the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
And what it gives you, I still think it's incredible value.
And I think a lot of people, Donna, they choose the cheap things, but they do 1,000 different ones of it. So it's cost
them. And it adds up anyway.
It's cost them 10 times more.
Times as much. I know.
Result,
I know.
because they just think, oh, I can't invest that much in myself, but it ends up being so much more. And the pain and the suffering and the struggle that you're having, instead of clearing that up, is you know, it's not worth it either. I wanted to ask you, because we had a session here not that long ago. You come to me and said, oh, I've got a few money blocks, success blocks.
Yep.
How have you been going since we cleared them?
Holy moly. My answer to that is, why didn't I do that earlier? Why did I wait so long? And I think that was the very thing that got me to doing another session with you on my money blocks, because I was holding out thinking I'll do it myself, and no, I needed some help.
Yeah.
Honestly, I only did that, what must be only about 6 weeks ago, is it?
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
I did one session with you on money
Yeah.
blocks, because I realised I needed to do something, because again, that was one area of my life that I still wasn't having the success that I wanted. And I went, okay, we'll go back to something you know that works, because it's worked in your personal life. Let's look at it now for my business life. Holy moly, I was really struggling 6 to 8 weeks ago. Yeah, 6 weeks ago in my business. I was, I'm a relationship expert, coaching people, helping people unleash their potential. And I know I do a great job, and what I have to offer is amazing. Yeah. I know that. I've got no doubt about that. But my money blocks were stopping me from getting the amount of clients I wanted and making the amount of money that I want. And I've had this idea in my head for many years now, must be 5 or 6 years, where I wanted to make $10,000 a month. Now, this week, I'm going to be honest, I've made over $2,000 this week in my business, and that's just been slowly climbing over the last 6 weeks.
Yep. And
I've gone, holy Toledo. This week, I've actually upped my limit now. I want to make $40,000 a month, because I've actually realised that my dream is too small now, that it's actually, the potential is there to keep going and growing, and there is no limit. I've finally got that there really is no limit, because it's like, wow, if you can do that in that amount of time, what can you do in another 6 weeks, 6 months, another year, with this method?
Yeah, and it's amazing that you've changed from, it's not possible to it's unlimited. That thinking is what
I know.
Yeah.
Before, I just kept wanting to cap and go, no, that'll do, because I've had this program, that'll do for you. You don't need any more. You only need a little bit, and now I'm the opposite. It's like, no, unlimited wealth. It's like, who is this woman? Who is this woman? It's like, and I'm like, just taking the lid, literally the ceiling off my money blocks, and gone, why are you limiting yourself? And it'll be the same with my next goal. It's like, well, that's a limit too. So why, again, are you limiting? Because the reality is there is no limit. There is absolutely no limit to how much money you can make. It just comes down to your faith and belief in the process, and faith and belief in yourself. And when you're in that vibrational match, it comes to you. It just comes to you.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited, because I can see the potential, not like in the future, of what I can create. But underneath all that, it's about who am I serving and who am I helping? And that's the icing on the cake for me. It's not even about the money, really. It's about, oh my God, all these people that have the potential to get this service, that what can they do with their lives, and what can that do to their families' lives and their relationships and their community, and that, because it's this on-flow effect. When we release women, we release their children. When we release the children, we release the community, and it's just this on-flow effect, which really gets me in the heart, because I'm like, oh my God, it doesn't just stop at me. What the profound effect this has had on my kids and my grandkids is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because I show up as me now, and I'm so authentic, happy, joyful, and it rubs off on them.
Absolutely. That was going to be the next thing. You changing had an effect on generation.
Oh, it's such a positive domino effect on every person that you touch, whether that's the lady at the checkout counter, whether it's a friend who's in need, or whether it's a colleague, or whether it's a client, or whether it's a family member, or just anybody that you get to meet. You are this inspirational light for them, whether you say or talk about it. You still are.
Yeah.
Because you're oozing all this vibrational energy that is you.
Yeah.
And other people want to feel that, they want to experience it, and then they realize, well, why can't I have that? I want what she's got.
Yeah, and we want women to get back to being themselves, to ooze love and joy, and that frequency that attracts instead of repels makes life easier. We don't want to see women struggling and suffering.
Oh no, and our thought patterns make us do life hard. I mean, I was even I'm looking at doing Zoom calls now, and I've never wanted to. I've always been afraid of technology.
Yeah.
But I realized I was putting myself in the way, all these stumbling blocks between me and doing it. Now actually doing experiments with it, going, what was the problem? Like, it's not even hard.
No.
But I made it hard because I told myself it was difficult, and I was afraid of it. So it kept me, not being able to use it, which was just really, again, another way of limiting me.
Yeah, it was just, and it's funny, or well, it's not funny, how strong of a hold some little belief like that can have. Do you mind if
Horrendous.
I say the couple of money blocks that we did? Like, can you just say how many were on the list when you sent it to me?
I don't know exactly, but I know there was a few.
It was a full A4 page.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And we whittled it down.
Yeah.
And we did 4.
Yeah.
And one of them was money is the root of all evil, which I think just about everyone has that in there.
Yeah.
My services aren't good enough.
Yeah.
I have to wait, which was a big thing, and not just in money.
The biggest one for me is I have to wait for everything.
Yeah, and the other one was I'm not worthy of making money. Yeah. So, those 4 little things, and like you said, they've made a massive difference over the last 6 weeks, and you can just feel this expanded, what was the word you used? Oh God, I can't think of it now. You can feel all this coming into you now, the potential.
Yeah.
Your potential. Yeah.
Exactly. And I focus now on thinking about the thoughts that are going to bring in more abundance. And I picture myself in my imagination, seeing my clients coming to me and getting my services and that, and not dismissing the possibility of how many that I can have and how much money I can make. I grew up in a family where women didn't make money. It was all up to the men, So I had so many limiting beliefs around making my own money. I mean, I was always led to believe by the men in my life that I couldn't make money and I couldn't amount to much. I mean, that was what it was implied to me my whole life. So I've had to break all that down and go, actually, that's a lie. And you are very capable. I mean, I put my own roof over my head. I run my own car. I have my own business, and I'm working towards my dreams and making them a reality. So I know I am very capable.
Absolutely.
And then everything I was told was actually a lie. It was somebody else's program that they passed on to me. It wasn't even my program.
Exactly. And I think that's what a lot of women struggle with, and they do not realise that they have programs that somebody else has created that is now causing them to play small or not be all that they want to be. That they can change those programs. They can delete those programs and reinstall new ones, which is basically what Creatrix does.
Yeah.
And delete all that shit. And live abundant and wonderful life.
Yeah, and that's my plan. I mean, I'm not going to stop at where I am. I'm going to keep going. Like like I said, there is no limit, and it's just working through different blocks as they come up, and just keep moving forward, keep expanding.
Yeah, awesome.
Because the more we expand, the more people we can help.
Absolutely. And the better the world is with each one of those people who changes that negative to the positive, to the abundance, to the love.
I know, right?
Yeah. So if someone was watching this, what would you say that, would I guess, you know, if they're sitting on the fence, what would you say?
Look, I'd have to say to them that you know, to make the decision to give yourself the best, biggest, most amazing gift that you could ever give yourself. And it really is a journey of total self-love, this journey, because so many women struggle to put themselves at the top.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of women clients, and they're so still putting themselves at the bottom. And I say, you've got to switch that, put yourself at the top, make you number one, invest in yourself, self-love, self-care, make you a priority, listen to your inner dialogue, listen to your inner intuition, listen to your dreams. You know, what do you want? What do you desire? Because it's all possible.
I think
possible.
All possible, yeah. I think a lot of women think that they have to put everybody else first. That's what they have to do. If they put themselves first, that it's selfish or that they're not doing the right thing. But it literally gives everybody else a better life when you're the best version of you. Yeah. Do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. It's the number one thing I teach my clients, but also in my relationship program, one of the components is self-love, because without that, you're not going to live with abundance.
No.
You're just not going to, because you when you put yourself at the bottom, you're saying I'm not worthy. And so how do you create abundance in your life if you've got that thought pattern of I'm unworthy? So you've got to, you don't have a choice about that. If you want to get somewhere, you want to create success, you want to feel better, you want to do more, you want to be more impactful in the world, you have to take that journey. It's not there's no choice involved. It's just you have to go there, and you have to gift it to yourself, knowing that you're going to be taken care of on the other side.
And I think women, they want their children, their daughters and their sons as well, but they want them to grow up and feel worthy and confident and all of this. But if you don't have it, there's no way they can learn that without you.
No, you can only learn from what's passed on to you. So, you know, we teach kids to love their parents, but it's like, what about loving yourself?
Yeah.
It's not something that we're taught in our culture. So that needs to change. It really does, so that people do feel more worthy. They realize it's okay to put yourself first, your own needs, take care of your own health, take care of your dreams. You know, it's just the way it has to be in order for things to line up the way you want them to line up. So it's like you build a house, you have to do certain things in a certain order, a certain way for that house to come together, right?
Yeah.
It's no different with your life. If you don't do things a certain way, it's not going to happen.
The foundation crumbles, doesn't it?
Yep, it's not going to happen. Doesn't matter how much effort you put in. And the more effort I found I used to put in, the busier I got, the worse my life was, the worse I felt, the less abundance I had. So again, I put in a lot less effort in my business now than I ever have, and make more money than I ever have. So I've realized it's all about energy, which is all about your worth, what you believe about yourself, what you're imagining in your mind, what you're focusing on, and how you're actually feeling in your body.
Yeah.
It's your feelings that are creating your life. So if you're not feeling good the majority of the time, something's got to give, something's got to change.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. Thank you so much for getting on here and having a chat. I always love chatting with you.
Thank you. I can't wait to see what's coming in the future. It's very, very exciting. I'm very excited up here in Gladstone. I've got a few women that have done the Create Success program. I've got another one that's interested at the moment, and I'm putting a little group together of women who will be on the same page, which will just be beautiful for us to be able to relate. The conversation's different, isn't it? It's very different. You're coming from a completely different spot where there's none of the old, the past, the emotional baggage. It's all gone. So you're coming from a clearer
more abundant, you know, place in
Yeah.
your mind and your heart. Yeah, you'll have to, if you're having Zoom conversations, or Zoom me in when you're having coffee anyway. I'll come and have a coffee with all of you.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, no, that day's coming, and there's still a lot of women out there to set free.
Absolutely.
There's a lot. I'm finding more and more women coming to me with sexual trauma from their past or their childhood. So, you know, to be able to give them something that could release them from all that pain and suffering that they still carry in their cells, in their DNA. It's still playing out today in their daily lives, and to be able to give them something, again, they're not all going to choose it, but at least you share it with the ones who choose it.
That's right. You make them aware of it, and they, you know, and then the choice is theirs. But I think for the most part, there's so many women who don't know about it. And that's why I love having these conversations that are, you know, slowly educating women on, you know, so many different women have had so many different, well, you've all got different stories, but you've come out the other side, you know, feeling so much better. And that's for women. So,
and it's permanent. It's permanent.
Absolutely. That's it. There's no more of that struggle street, is there?
No.
Yeah. No more. Thanks so much, Donna, for getting on and chatting.
No problem.
Love seeing you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
No worries. Thanks. No problem. See you.